Dane, everybody. Let's give it up for Dave, actually, everybody. Everybody knows him, it's awesome. So yes, my talk is on savings. It's called 100,000 rupiah a day. By Dane. Is it started or? So who went to alchemy today? Anybody go to alchemy today? No. Did anybody spend 100,000 rupiah there? Maybe a bit more. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 hands. I practiced this once, so. I think in dollars, and I'm sorry about that, but I wanted to say, what is 100,000 rupiah? If you do the math, I know it's a little bit, but it's there. And as of the other day, it's $7.45 US a day. Now think about that for a second. $7.45 a day. I don't have it here. If you break that down a little bit more, $7.45 a day at the end of the month, $223.50 a month. Now I know this is a lot of numbers, but bear with me. Remember this number, this is our old friend. Just like Eloise there, our old friend, she'll come back to us and we'll love her for every minute. What is that per year? $2,682 per year. Now think about that. Just over $2,500 a year. That doesn't sound like much. What could that do? I think I could do that. This is Negative Nancy. And Negative Nancy's probably thinking, well, I'm 30 years old. I want to feel comfortable when I'm 70. And that's only, she does math pretty quick. 107,280. If I'm spending 100,000 rupiah a day, that's not going to work out for me. So, what are you talking about, guy? This isn't going to work. So, what happened there? But what if I told you, would you feel comfortable with $1 million? That might change the way you think about things. Or $1 billion quadrillion. The trick here, guys, and it's not really even a trick, it's real life. You don't work for your money, you let your money work for you. It's a very, very simple principle, and it's one of those things you'll read in every boring finance book, but it's really such a simple concept, and it's so important. It's the mentality that you really need to have to get yourself out of the grind, which is what a lot of people are doing here. But this is the second piece of the puzzle, and this is a lot of numbers. So I just want to show everybody here, believe me, the math checks out. If you have 40 years, like Negative Nancy, you have nothing today, you have our old friend, Eloise, at $223 a month. How much do I need per year? That's 9.22% that you need to earn per year. Now you're probably thinking, 9.22%. How in the hell am I going to get that? This guy has no idea what he's talking about. This is insane. It's totally impossible. I'll never get there. Wrong. I have to say, I did work for this company, but I'm no longer paid on commission. And nobody in this company is paid on commission. But I wanted to show you that there are real things out there that can get you what you need. 9.21%, it's a real number. It's an attainable aspect. It's just you have to realize that it's not mission impossible. It's something that you can do. It's a mentality that people have that they don't say, I'm not going to work for my money every day. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to look into these things because it's a very important concept. If I want to be 70, I want to be comfortable, is this possible? Yes, it absolutely is. So anybody can do this. Even you. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. It doesn't need to be scary. You don't need to have somebody telling you, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. It's very simple. But at the end of the day, you'll be able to sit back when you're 70 years old and you'll feel comfortable. Now maybe you won't have $1 million, but you'll be pretty damn close. And so Negative Nancy's back again. She's probably saying, all right guys, let's pretend for a second that I'm picking up what you're putting down. What do I have to do next? What's the next step for me? Because it sounds like it's almost too big to be true. Step 1, take $100. I'm sure everybody has got $100. Look into what suits you. Don't ever go into anything that you don't feel comfortable with. Find something that suits you. You could use the example that I had before, like I said, not paid on commission, just using it as an example, and buy one ETF share, which happens to be about $97. Save 100,000 rupiah per day. That's $7.45, guys. That's one breakfast at Alchemy. And I mean, maybe you can just get the juice, and you'll probably be there. and Eloise is back, our old friend. That 745, like we said, breaks down to $223.50 a month. You can set it up so it's automatic. Automatically, $223 a month will go straight into an account. That's so easy. It's so simple to do. You don't have to think about it. You don't need to be scared. You don't need to let somebody tell you what you need and what you don't need. You just set it and you forget it. I always tell everybody, maybe don't even look at it. Not at all. If you want to, look at it 3 to 4 times a year. That's it. Statistically speaking, if you try to move it around in and out, you'll lose. The smartest money managers in the world, only about 2/3 of them, or 1/3 of them, actually beat the market. Now you're probably thinking, one is not simply set it and forget it. About once a year, actually take a look at it and decide, should I do anything? But make sure when you do that, don't let your emotions get in the way. Realize that there will be times where you lose money, but that's okay. The most important point here is time is your friend, guys. This is the one thing I tell all my friends in their 20s and 30s and 40s, start now. That's the one thing that you can do. It doesn't need to be scary, it doesn't need to be complicated, and it doesn't need to be boring. It can be kind of fun. And you'll look back on your life when you're 70 and be glad you did.